Navantia and Thyssenkrupp propose to build armed corvettes for Royal Australian Navy. Royal Australian Navy always focused on a platform-for-platform acquisition program, focused on replacing, modernizing, or upgrading key capabilities on a like-for-like basis. Being a maritime nation, this is not the right approach for the Indo-Pacific threat environment. As part of the regeneration of the Navy, Australia is building a fleet of 12 offshore patrol vessels in Western Australia for $4 billion. There are concerns that the offshore patrol boats, known as the Arafura class, will lack firepower. The doctrine for Royal Australian Navy. Indo-Pacific is at the epicenter of global maritime trade, with about $5 trillion worth of commerce flowing through the South China Sea and the strategic waterways and choke points of Southeast Asia annually. The People's Liberation Army Navy plans to block the Pacific theater if it invades Taiwan, which would cause a catastrophic meltdown of the Australian economy and global exports. Royal Australian Navy invested without a guiding policy, doctrine, or strategy, limiting the overall effectiveness, survivability, and capability of the RAN, should the capability of primary security benefactors become impaired or cease to exist in the era of renewed great power competition. The multi-mission corvette should be designed for surveillance, surface and subsurface combat, protection, and escort naval missions. It can also perform presence, maritime surveillance, and policing missions against trafficking and piracy. Increase anti-ship missile launch capacity. Germany's biggest shipbuilder Thyssenkrupp has signaled its interest in building a fleet of armed corvettes as the Australian Navy looks to rapidly boost the strike capability of its warships in response to China's military buildup. TKMS is building 4 corvettes for the Israeli Navy based on K130 Braunschweig class, which carry 40 Sea Dome surface-to-air missiles, 16 Barak 8 anti-air missiles and 16 Gabriel anti-ship missiles. Spanish Navantia has made a $10 billion bid to make Australia's navy more lethal, with 6 armed corvettes and 3 destroyers to fend off China. Navantia Avant 2200 can carry up to 64 RIM 162 ESSM Sea Sparrow missiles and 8 Harpoon missiles. The Type 31 frigate or Inspiration class can be armed with 24 vertical launch missiles and anti-ship missiles. Daman Sigma 9813 class heavy corvettes are low-cost and can be fitted with vertical launch systems and anti-ship missiles. French Gaunt 2500 is equipped with 16 VL Mica anti-air missiles and 8 Exocet anti-ship missiles. Armed corvette competition. TKMS and Navantia had already presented their corvette option to Royal Australian Navy. Competition would also allow homegrown shipbuilder Austal and other shipbuilders, such as Dutch shipbuilder Daman and British Babcock, may dip their toes in the tender process. I recommend RAND procure Thyssenkrupp K130 Corvette with 16 NSM anti-ship missiles, 76 mm naval gun, 8 Eurotorp Mu-90 torpedoes, close-in weapons system, Thales EW suite, Smart L3D long-range radar and 32C Scepter anti-air missiles. Thanks for watching. Let us know which corvette you would like to see the Royal Australia Navy procure and defend Australia's coastal zone and increase deterrence capability.
Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram.